Hi everyone, hope you're well. Welcome back to my Greek kitchen. Today we're going to be making a favorite dish of ours. We're going to be making papoutsakia. And papoutsakia, translated in Greek, means little sauce. And it's an amazing dish of aubergine, mincemeat and bechamel sauce all combined together to create something absolutely delicious. Let's have a look at the ingredients. For the papoutsakia, we will need, of course, the start of the show, 3 large aubergines. If you cannot get large aubergines, then you will need 4 medium ones. You will need 500 grams of lean beef mince, a medium onion, finely diced, finely chopped, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, lovely spices, so half a teaspoon of Greek oregano, half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and quarter of a teaspoon of allspice, 3 bay leaves, 3 garlic cloves finely sliced, and quarter of a cup of white wine. And for the bechamel sauce, we will need 120 grams of unsalted butter, 50 grams of plain all-purpose flour, and here I've got about 400 grams, so I play between 370 and 400 ml of milk, and you can use any kind of milk you like. Salt and pepper, I have here 50 grams of grated extra mature cheddar because I love the tanginess, and of course we will need a few gratings of the lovely nutmeg. The first thing we're going to do is make our meat sauce. So I'm going to put, we have a pan over medium heat, and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And on those 3 tablespoons of olive oil, I'm going to add my onion, and I'm going to leave it for a couple of minutes until it gets lovely and translucent. My onion had 2-3 minutes, and it looks something like that. Okay, so I want it to get all lovely and soft and translucent, but not too burn, so medium heat. Next thing I'm going to add is my garlic, and I want again to leave the garlic for a couple of minutes so it starts smelling lovely and nice. A couple of minutes for the garlic. My garlic had a couple of minutes, and now I'm going to add the mince, and you want the mince to get all lovely and brown. Before you add anything else, the mince needs to go lovely and brown. So that will take about 5 minutes. 5 minutes have passed, and my mince is lovely and brown. You see? Fantastic. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the wine. I'm going to add the wine, and I'm going to let it evaporate before I add my tomato puree. The smell is delicious. The wine has evaporated, and we can add now our tomato puree, all of it. And you know, it's nice to add the tomato puree. I think I've said it before. It's nice to add the tomato puree first because the tomato puree has a lot of concentrated flavor, and it's nice for this flavor to be released. So just give it a stir so the tomato puree incorporates, and then we're going to add 3 bay leaves, our spices. I'm gonna give this a stir. Oh yeah, it smells divine. And we're going to add a tin of chopped tomatoes. And I forgot to mention it at the beginning, but it is on the ingredients list on the video. Tin of chopped tomatoes goes in, and we don't want to waste all this loveliness. So what I'm going to do is, I've recently boiled my kettle, and be careful with this. I'm going to fill the tin up to the middle, and I'm going to add all this loveliness. There's a problem with this here today. I'm sorry. And we're gonna just give it a stir, bring it up to the boil, and then we're gonna simmer it for about 30 minutes. So, up to the boil, lid on, simmer 30 minutes. The meat sauce is cooking behind me, so it came up to the boil, and then we put the lid on, and I'm gonna simmer it for about 30 minutes. And the next thing we're going to do is we're creating little sauce, right? So let's have a look how we're gonna do it. I have here in front of me a baking dish, And I've washed my aubergines. You don't need to remove the top of the aubergines, as that helps them to keep their shape when they cook. And with a sharp knife, I'm gonna cut it in the middle. Okay, just like this. And with a little knife, very carefully, I'm gonna score it like this. Can you see? Just like that. And I'm gonna place it on my baking dish. Very carefully, you're scoring it. Okay? I'm gonna do all of them, but just to show you, I'm gonna then drizzle them with a little bit of olive oil and give them a brush so they're covered all over. And I'm going to add salt and pepper. And while I'm doing this, my oven is preheating at 200 degrees centigrade. So I'm gonna finish all my aubergines exactly like this and stick them in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes until they get all squishy and soft and lovely. Here they are. They look lovely, don't they? So these beauties will go in the oven at 200 degrees centigrade for about 30 to 40 minutes until they're lovely and soft and squishy. Here we are, 40 minutes have passed and my aubergines, can you see, they're all lovely and squidgy. And the test for the squidginess is this. With a fork, what we want to do is, come closer. We want to press down all this lovely flesh. Can you see? Because then we're gonna fill them with the lovely mince. Okay? Don't worry about these lovely juices. We want everything. Okay, so I'm gonna press everything down and I wanna show you my mince. So my mince had 30 minutes on simmer with the lid on, and then what I did is I took the lid off and left it for 10 minutes for the sauce to reduce a little bit. And I have this lovely, can you see, mince. I have given it a try and it's perfect for salt and pepper, so you need to make sure that you check your mince for salt and pepper to your taste. We're gonna leave this here to cool down a little bit while we're making our bechamel sauce. It's bechamel sauce time, but I have to let you know this. So when you take the aubergines out of the oven, don't switch the oven off. Keep it on 200 degrees centigrade because you're going to put the dish back in the oven so it gets all lovely and brown on top. Now, for the bechamel sauce, we need a pan over medium heat. And in the pan, I'm going to add my butter and I'm going to wait for it to melt. Okay everyone, my butter has melted, so I'm going to add the flour and I'm going to create a lovely roux. Okay? Mix the flour in very well. Can you see? So we have a roux. And then we're going to slowly add our milk, whisking constantly. Can you see? Beautiful. It requires a little bit of patience, but a good bechamel sauce is a thing of beauty. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it on the heat, stirring continuously so my bechamel sauce gets all lovely and thick and bubbly. Look at this. Look at this beautiful bechamel sauce. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on the heat for just 1 minute so I can see it bubbling. Can you see? That tells me that the flour has cooked and the bechamel sauce is ready. I'm gonna switch off the heat, and I absolutely love nutmeg. And if you're gonna use nutmeg, I have to advise you, it's better to buy the whole nutmeg instead of the already grounded one. If you cannot find the whole nutmeg, grounded one will be absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of gratings, well, more than a couple of gratings of nutmeg. I love the taste. Okay, and can you see how lovely this is? Are you ready for assembling? Let's go. We're ready to assemble. Now, with a spoon, we're going to put our meat sauce inside the aubergines. Come close. Look at this. Doesn't that look lovely? So this way, we're going to fill all the aubergines with the meat sauce. Look at this. All the mince gone. We filled our aubergines. I've taken the 3 bay leaves off, okay? So you don't need those anymore, you just add them from flavor. I filled my little sauce, and I have to tell you, if you can use vegetarian mince or corn to make this dish, it's absolutely wonderful. It works absolutely fine. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cover these beauties with the bechamel sauce. We're going to top them with cheese and bake them in the oven. So the same format that we used for the mince, we're going to cover. Look at this. Doesn't that look delicious? Lovely. It's delicious. This dish, you have to make it. Trust me, it's absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Doesn't that look lovely? Sweet aubergine, the mince with the spices, and a lovely bechamel sauce on top, and cheese. And you can choose. You can use any kind of cheese you like. So these will go in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes until it's lovely golden brown and bubbling on top. And you can have it for lunch or supper with a delicious green salad, or if you fancy, Greek salad. In the oven, 20 to 30 minutes. I cannot describe the smell of this dish. You have to definitely make it if you like aubergine. So the papoutsakia are out of the oven. They look absolutely fantastic. This is the color that you need, lovely and golden brown on top. And you serve this with a nice green salad, as I said earlier. And definitely you need some nice crusted bread to mop up those lovely juices. These are the best bits really. I hope you like the video. I hope you try and make this dish because I'm sure you will love it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you here next time for some more Greek cooking. Take care, bye bye.